If you are struggling with temptation, this message is for you. I want to read a little bit from 1 Corinthians 10:13. It says, no temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And today's devotional was exploring this idea of what's the good of temptation. And it goes on to talk about how the word temptation is hardly ever used correctly. We speak of temptation as a sin, but it isn't. It's an inherent part of human nature. It's something every one of us inevitably faces. Temptation isn't something we can escape. It's essential to a full-orbed human life. Many of us, however, suffer temptations we have no business suffering. These are lowly temptations that afflict us because we have refused to let God lift us to a higher plane. On a higher plane, we would still face temptations, but they would be of a completely different order. If God hasn't lifted me higher, I can be sure it's because I continue to yield to a lower temptation. My disposition on the inside, that is the makeup of my personality, determines what I am tempted by on the outside. The temptation fits the nature of the one tempted and reveals the possibilities of that nature. Each of us has our own personal inclinations, but temptation itself, so in and of itself, it isn't the sin. It is just part of the inheritance of humanity. And so recognize, what are the temptations I'm having? Are they lowly temptations or are they higher plane temptations? And again, as you are walking with God, as you are surrendering your disposition to Him and saying, God, make me more and more like you, right? We will still face temptations. And so know that it's not about, oh, I'm never tempted versus I am tempted. And that's how you see that, something's wrong or you're struggling. No, we will all be tempted. But what are the temptations as we are walking in these higher planes with God and just honing in on going deeper and just, drawing deeper in intimacy with God? What is the temptation we face? It's often the temptation of the good. And I want to read this next little piece. It says, am I baffled by temptation? Do I have trouble understanding whether the thing tempting me is right or wrong? Well, this is normal for a time. When I first begin my walk in faith, I may be tempted by things which are generally considered good, but which have fallen short of highest and best. Temptation promises a shortcut to what I seek, but it will never get me there. And I think it's just so important. The reminder is keep your eyes on the prize, and that's God, right? Don't try to shortcut and be like, oh, I think this is what God wants. No, go only where led by